Guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing. It is Wednesday night, the night before Thanksgiving, and it is about 9:20 and I am just starting my Thanksgiving prep. I worked till after 8 tonight, and when I got home I checked on the turkey that I put in the brine last night, and it's been sitting in brine all day, and I got the fire going in the smoker, so it should be nice and have a nice bed of coals so that I can go ahead and get the wood in there for the turkey to start smoking. And right now I am going to cut up the fruits and vegetables that are going to go inside the turkey and get it ready for the smoker. Alright, I'll show you what everything looks like. Okay guys, I have gone ahead and just cut up in really big chunks what I am putting inside the turkey. I have celery, oranges, onions, and apples. And I'll show you the brine that I used. Use this right here. It's Riddell's turkey brine. And oh my gosh, it has just so many cool things in here. I'll show you the ingredients list. Let me see here if I can find it. There we go. Salt, sugar, cranberries, exhausted vanilla beans, allspice, apple, black pepper, garlic, orange peel, rosemary, thyme, bay leaves, and sage. So that is the brine that I've had the turkey in since last night. And all of this is going to get stuffed inside the bird. I'll go ahead and take you guys out now to see the turkey, how I had it in the brine, and go ahead and get it stuffed. Okay guys, I just have the cooler on the back porch, and this is an Arctic cooler, kind of like one of the Yeti.
Shannon, don't shoot.
Hey! Slight interruption. Our FedEx guy just showed up at, I don't know, almost 10 o'clock at night because a box got left on his truck. That is a good FedEx guy right there. But getting back to my turkey, this is one of those vacuum bags, which is not great for liquid, but it worked fine. Some of it had leaked out into the ice, but that's okay. We're just going to scrub it all down anyway. So what I did is I just have a big towel right here, and I'm going to lift the whole turkey in the bag out, set it in the towel, wrap it up, and carry it into the sink instead of trying to lug the whole cooler in here full of ice and water and all this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get it lifted out and into the house. Okay guys, this is what it looks like out of the cooler. That's all the brine solution. You can see it in there. And I am going to lift it out, and hopefully it's going to fit in our roasting pan because we can't get the whole thing done tonight. Just not enough time. So what we are doing is smoking it for part of the night, and so it gets a really good smoky flavor into the meat. And then we'll put it into the roaster early tomorrow morning to finish it off so it'll be ready to sit down for lunch at noon. So it's going to need to come off by 10:30 or so in the morning out of the roaster. And the roaster just makes it super, super juicy, but the smoker gives it the great smoke taste. So I'm going to go ahead and hopefully this guy fits in the roaster. Okay guys, he is in the roaster pan, and his cavity is all filled with all those oranges and apples and celery and onions. When you cook a bird, if you haven't done it before, it's always good to have something in the cavity. It just heats more evenly and cooks better because what's inside the cavity heats up, gets hot, and helps the bird cook from the inside out. So just not the outside is getting cooked, but all the way through. You don't have some open airspace right there. It's a more consistent heat when doing a turkey or a chicken or something like that. So we're not going to eat any of this. That'll all go to the pig and the chickens. But it makes it better, and it releases all the juice and the flavors, and it's just going to make this turkey delicious. I've put a little bit of olive oil, just olive oil, over the whole thing. He'll get buttered later and he'll get salted later. But for now, it's just a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to close this up. That will hold everything in there. and then quickly wash my hands for germs and so that I don't break out and start itching. Every time I touch raw meat, I break out and itch really bad. So the whole time I do this, I'm normally wearing gloves. But this is all ready. I tested it. The lid does fit on. So now we'll throw some pecan on the smoker. I've had for the last probably 3 hours or so. I started it earlier today while I was still at work and just kept an eye on it. We have our office is on the back of our property, so I was able to go up and get the fire started. And we have a really good bed of coals going out there. So now some pecan wood will go on, and this guy will go in the smoker for a few hours. And then I'll probably take it out. Let's see. It's almost 10. I'll probably take it out about 1 a.m. let it cool down and put it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow morning it'll go, this whole pan will just go into the other part of the roaster and get cranked on probably about 6:30 or so, and cook until it is done all the way through. All right, I'm gonna get the lid on it. We'll get it on the smoker. Ready?
Source is in the back and middle, so.
And what I have in the pan is some of the brine along with some extra apples and oranges, and that way it will evaporate over the heat source as it cooks to help keep it moist and flavorful. I know it's really dark. We're out here on the side of the house. And there's the turkey. And what we have over it is a welding blanket. You can see all the little burn marks and stuff on it, but it helps keep the heat in this big smoker and keep it at a more consistent temperature. And we have the temperature gauge right on the front, and the little smokestacks, I don't know if you can see that, it is super dark, to let the smoke out, and the firebox is on the back. All right, this will go for the next couple hours. Every so often one of us will come out and throw a little pecan into it. Okay, well, the turkey is on the smoker and it is not even 10 o'clock yet, so I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and get 2 of my pies done tonight. Let me think. Yes, I'm gonna get a pecan pie done. I may do 2, a couple of pecan pies and apple pies, because now that I'm thinking about it, I think I might take extra to camp. So I'll make 2 pies to go to my parents' house, and I'll make 2 pies to go to camp so that we have plenty of desserts down there. We're gonna be down there for a couple days after Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on those. And my son was supposed to make mashed potatoes, which I bet he did not peel any of the potatoes, so I think I may end up doing that. Set out my appetizers. I'm creating an appetizer I just want to try with, I just happen to have some of these wonton wrappers. I was going to do a recipe last week, and my week just got away from me. I never had a chance to do it, so I'm going to use these wonton wrappers and turn them into an appetizer with brie and some of my homemade peach preserves with like a drizzle of honey. But I'll lay everything out for those, but I'm probably not going to actually make that till the morning. Sorry, I'm still getting over bronchitis. Mac and cheese I will do, and I probably should grab my planner. Oh, the cranberry salad. I have to make that tonight so it sets up for tomorrow, and I need to go grab my planner to make sure that I am not forgetting anything. Okay guys, this is my planner, and this is it's called the Mom on the Go planner from In the Leafy Treetops. Let me see here. InTheLeafyTreetops.com. I had seen a couple years ago Kimmy from She's in Her Apron do a review on this, and I bought my first one last year, and I am not going back to any other kind of planner. I absolutely love this planner. It just has room for everything. It thinks of everything. So this is my Thanksgiving section of the planner, and not all of that pertained to Thanksgiving, but I needed to go to the grocery store, and that's some stuff I had to stock up on, but that's all of my stuff I needed for Thanksgiving. And this is what our meal plan is going to look like for tomorrow. I'm doing the brie and peach appetizers that are in the wonton wrappers, and the cranberry salad, I just put it there because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. My parents, hey, it's okay. Okay guys, I foresee numerous interruptions tonight. I have a whole bunch of extra teenage boys here tonight running through the house like every 5 minutes. So, gosh, I don't even remember where I was. A brie peach appetizer. I'm doing the cranberry salad. My parents are gonna do an oven turkey. We're gonna do a smoked turkey, and I'm going to do a pineapple and cherry glazed ham. Let's see, we're doing the mashed potatoes. Trevelyan's doing the green bean casserole. My mom is doing dressing, and she is doing the sweet potato souffle. And we are both gonna do a cranberry sauce. She already picked up yeast rolls. I had picked up a bunch, but she said she already has it, so I'm just going to put those in the freezer. Let's see, the drinks are purchased, and then I'm getting ready to get started on the pecan pie, the apple pie, and Mom is doing a coconut custard pie. And what got left off here is macaroni and cheese for Trevelyan. That's one of her favorites. And I know there's something else. I'm just gonna have to rack my memory and see if I can remember what it was. So I need to add mac and cheese to the side dishes. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the pie so I can get them in the oven. Okay guys, I am gonna start with apple pies. Now, I just wanted to point something out. This is apple pie filling that I had done last year. Now, I used the cornstarch. I followed just a recipe that I had in one of my canning books, and it had called for cornstarch. I used the cornstarch, but it still was kind of watery, and the sauce wasn't super thick in it. It tastes really, really good, and the apples are not all mushy, but it's not, in my opinion, amazing. Now, I watched a video from Linda with Linda's Pantry about a month ago, maybe, something like that, and she had a new recipe that she was showing. Excuse me. And she used this clear gel. Let me get the container and I will show you what that stuff looks like. It is amazing, and oh my gosh, this stuff tastes so good. Okay, this is what it's called. It's called clear gel. I could not find it anywhere local. There was no store that that sold it. They said that Walmart sold it, but when I went into our Walmart and asked, they did not have it. So I ended up ordering this offline. I want to say it was like $13 for this container, but it's 2.75 pounds. That's quite a bit. I know I'll be able to get a lot of canning done with this. And just, it didn't clump at all. There was no clumps. It mixed in really well, and the recipe that Linda had posted was just oh so good. I even had the Trader Joe's pumpkin pie spice mix that she added into hers, and I tossed some of that into mine. So the gel is really thick and good. So what I want to do is use up some of this that I have left over from last year. I'm just going to kind of drain off some of this. I'll set it to the side in case I need it, but mix it with this and go ahead and make a couple of pies with that. I had just enough to do one small, so I want to go ahead and use this one up and just kind of mix it into the batch and go ahead and get those pies done. But check out Linda's Pantry video for this pie filling, because she is right. It is an amazing pie filling. Okay guys, here is my finished product. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of raw sugar and cinnamon on these, and then go ahead and pop them in the oven and get started on the pecan pies. Okay guys, the apple pies are in the oven, and I am starting on pecan pies, and I pulled 2 recipes out of our family recipe book. I almost always make my Aunt Ethel, it's my Aunt Ethel there, I always make her pecan pie. This is the one that she always makes for her son. It's like one of his favorites. And I did a video on Danny's pecan pie, and I will post a link in the corner so that you guys can see that. But I think I might make one of my City's pecan pie. I forgot that this was in here, and I'm trying to decide which one I want to do. I think I might do one of each. I think I might do my City's and do my Aunt Ethel's, and then I can compare the two and see which one we like better. Maybe I'll do a taste test with the family to see which recipe they like better. So I'll go ahead and make sure I include the link for this one, and I'll go ahead and make this one first and show you guys as I go. Okay, so this is her recipe. Beat 4 eggs, add 1 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of light corn syrup, melt 2 tablespoons of butter and pour into the above ingredients. Add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract and a dash of salt. Pour into pie shells and pat broken pieces into top of pie. Bake at 325 for 35 to 60 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this recipe. Let's see, I have my eggs. I have to grab those from my chickens. And I have white sugar right there, corn syrup, butter, vanilla, homemade vanilla, and pecans. I just grabbed the salt and the eggs. Okay guys, I have my ingredients here. I'll go ahead and start adding. I have my 4 eggs that are beaten. And add to that 1 cup of white sugar. Oh, should have set up the tripod. All right, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of light corn syrup. That's half. The other half. Two tablespoons of butter. A teaspoon of vanilla, which I'm just gonna kind of, yep, that looks about good. And a dash of salt. Mix and then add okay, it doesn't say how much pecans. Huh. Okay, I think we'll do like maybe 2 cups of pecans. We'll see. Okay, I ended up adding 2.5 cups of pecans, and that looks about right. I'm gonna go ahead and get my pastry, my pie shell ready, and get it in the pan, and then go ahead and pour this mixture in. Okay guys, this is my grandmother's, my City's pecan pie. It is going to go in the oven, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to distinguish the 2 pies from each other. I'll probably do the edges of the other crust a little bit different so that I'll be able to remember which one's which. Okay, this one's ready to go. I'm gonna move on to the second one. Okay guys, here is this pecan pie. I just crimped the edges so I would know that it was different. And that is the recipe right there. And I will have linked this one already, so this one's ready for the oven. I have my wonderful helper in the kitchen with me peeling potatoes, realizing what a pain in the butt it is to peel potatoes. So one of his favorite dishes, and that is what he is in charge of this year for Thanksgiving. And my daughter's making the green bean casserole. Okay guys, next I am working on a cranberry raspberry salad. It had a pretzel crust. I actually saw this on She's in Her Apron. Kimmy with She's in Her Apron makes this every Thanksgiving, and I thought this would just be a fun side dish, something kind of sweet that had the pretzel crust, and I just looked up her video. So I'm gonna finish watching it. I'm pretty sure I have all the ingredients and get started, but right now I am crushing pretzels, which is driving my son insane because it's just banging and making everything shake in here when I do this. But the ingredients are pretzels, cream cheese, Cool Whip, frozen raspberries, raspberry jello, and here are the pretzels, and then I know it calls for some sugar and butter. So I'm gonna go back to her video to make sure I have everything correct and get started on this. Okay guys, this is done. It looks kind of like what the video does, but I'm not 100% sure on this. I've never made this before. I'm gonna spread the raspberries out a little bit better, and then it has to chill overnight. And I'm gonna go ahead and get that in the fridge. I already have 2 pies out of the oven. It is almost 1:30. I'm doing pretty good time-wise. I have my 2 pecan pies in the oven, and the only thing that I have left now is to go ahead and prep and lay things out for in the morning, and I'm gonna go ahead and do cleanup and then lay everything out for tomorrow. Okay guys, here it is off the smoker. It's in the roasting pan. We're gonna let it cool off for just a little while before we put it into the refrigerator. It has been on the smoker since about 10:30, and it's about 1:20 now. So once it cools off a bit, it'll go in the fridge, and then tomorrow morning we'll take it in the same pan, drop it into the roaster outside on the back porch with a lid on it, and let it finish off cooking until it is cooked all the way through. Okay guys, I am marking things off my list here, and what I'm doing is just to make things easier for in the morning whenever I get up. I have things laid out. Like this is these are all the dry ingredients for my appetizers, for my brie and peach, excuse me, for my brie and peach appetizers. That's the pot that is ready to go for the mashed potatoes. Jaden's already peeled them, and I have them in the refrigerator. So we'll just get those going tomorrow. For the macaroni and cheese, I have that ready to go. The pies are out of the oven. And earlier when I said it was 1 something, I forgot. We had a power outage, and this clock is still off, and this one is correct. So it is now, just now, 1 o'clock. So I have all of that done. I have the raspberry dessert in the fridge. I'm getting my cleanup done, and now I am working on my ham. And I'm gonna do my ham in my power pressure cooker. What I'm doing is I'm just going ahead and getting it ready and putting it into this portion, and then I'm gonna put this part of it in the refrigerator. So it's all ready to go with the pineapple and the cherries and the brown sugar glaze and all that. And in the morning, I'll just get this, I will drop it in the air and turn it on and get it going so that the ham will be done. And then everything will be all laid out and ready to go in the morning whenever I wake up. Okay guys, I have the ham here ready to go in the cooker in the morning. So I have a glaze all over it. That's just gonna melt and end up dripping down. And once it's all toasted up and cooked through tomorrow, I will take everything off, slice it up, put it on a tray, and then arrange the pineapple and cherries on top of it. I'm not gonna serve the whole ham like this on the table, so I just want the juices and stuff to drip down it as it's cooking. All right, this is one more thing checked off my list for the night. Okay guys, it is about 8:30 Thanksgiving morning, and I got up about an hour ago. I already have the ham going in the cooker. Let's see, it is cooking away. I have the potatoes boiling, and I've started the pasta. I've done a couple loads of laundry, and now I am working on my wonton wrapper. So what I'm going to do is, this is a mini muffin tin, and I'm going to spray this real well with some olive oil, and then I'm going to put the wonton wrappers in it, and then put some brie, and then some homemade peach preserve, and then maybe a drizzle of organic honey. So I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling these. I've never made this. I've not actually seen this recipe anywhere. It's just a kind of a combo of a couple of different recipes. I even think I might put some crushed pecans on some of them, just to give it a little bit of crunch on top. So I'm just kind of winging it and seeing how it turns out. All right, I'm gonna get started. Okay guys, so this is what they look like. What I decided to do is do 3 rows of peach and 3 rows of my tomato preserve. I forgot I still had some tomato preserve in the fridge, and it has a real gingery, citrusy flavor, and it's delicious. It's one of my most favorite preserves. The peach is sweet enough that I do not think it needs honey. That was some distracted cooking right there. What you heard was my pot of potatoes boiling over. So, oh, where was I? I'm not going to put any honey or anything on here, but I did 3 rows of peach and 3 rows of tomato preserve. I think I am going to do an egg wash on the wonton wrappers, just so that they'll crisp up and be nice and brown. And then I'm going to wait to bake these, and I'm really hoping that I did not mess up by getting the spreadable brie instead of a block of brie. The spreadable brie was on sale, and it was a heck of a lot cheaper than the block of brie, so I went ahead and just tried that. Like I said, I've never made this recipe before. I just kind of made it up just because I had some of the stuff in the refrigerator and thought it would make a nice appetizer. So I'm going to go ahead and make an egg wash, and go ahead and brush all of the edges, and then set it aside to go in the oven just a little bit later. Okay guys, this is what the appetizers look like finished. I have not tried one yet, but they look good. I think next time I might pre-bake the wonton wrappers just a little bit before I put the filling in, but I didn't want to over bake them. I've not used these before. I've worked with phyllo a lot, but I've not worked with these. So I think they'll still be good. They're very crispy, and I'll let you know how they turn out. Okay guys, I just took the ham out of the crock pot and went ahead and cut it up, and just put the cherries and the pineapples over the top. I'm going to go ahead and get this wrapped up, and Chris is still working on the turkey. He went ahead and just started cutting it up. It's so pretty when it comes out and it's all, you know, browned and everything, but it's just not practical to try and transport it that way. And it's much easier to already have it cut here, so that when we get there, people can just go ahead and serve themselves with the turkey. So he has the light and the dark separated, and he'll have it all arranged, you know, with the legs and the wings and everything looking nice. He still has a bit more meat to take off the carcass, but it was really, really hot, so he just stopped where he was at to go get a shower, and he'll come back and finish that. So I have the mashed potatoes and the mac and cheese warming in the oven. I'm going to wrap up everything I can now, and then I'm going to go get dressed because I need to be out the door in 30 minutes. Okay guys, I have everything cooked. I'm wrapping it up and trying to get it to my parents' house. It is absolutely pouring outside still, so I've got the car up as close to the house as possible. And this is the way I carry things. Sometimes I use boxes, but more often than not I use laundry hampers, and I just use old towels in between my layers. That way it keeps everything flat and contained, and things don't wiggle around too much. And I can just slide the whole laundry basket on my seat, and then when I get there I can grab the laundry basket and carry it in. So I'm going to finish wrapping things up because I should have been out the door 10 minutes ago. Of course, I'm late. So I'm going to get this going, and I will talk to you later. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thanksgiving.